Okay guys, so this video is going to be showing you how I get my signature braid out style. It's been highly requested, so I'm starting off on clean hair. If you want to see how I got to this point, definitely check out my wash day video where I show how I get to this broke down detangled sections that I currently am starting off on. So I'm using the Camillerose Aloe Whipped Butter Gel, which is a great product. It has a nice vanilla scent and it's got a nice consistency, kind of like a gel cream, custard, or pudding. And this is my first time using this product, so I am just taking my first section and then breaking it down into a smaller subsection to prepare my hair for braiding. So I'm using medium-sized sections of my hair because my hair is pretty thick so that I can get the most definition possible. Now, I was way too heavy-handed with this product, you guys. A little goes a long way. So I'd recommend using less. I didn't have bad styling results, as you'll see at the end of the video, but in the future I just realized I did not need to use as much as I have been using. So I want to thoroughly detangle the section that I'm preparing to braid, and then I'm taking some of the Mielle Organics Mint Almond Oil because I like finishing my styles with an oil to seal in all the moisture and to give my hair a nice shine. I'm applying a little bit of that onto my hair, smoothing it down my hair, working it from roots to ends thoroughly, and then starting to just braid. Everyone, for the most part, knows how to braid. In this video, if you don't know how to braid, definitely check out YouTube. There's, I'm sure, a ton of tutorials, but it's very simple. I just have my 3 sections and I'm doing a simple braid. I'm not worrying about making it too tight because I like a nice wavy pattern to be created with the braids, more like a crimp. And then I'm taking a flexi rod and rolling the ends. Now, I don't always do this, but I chose to do this because I wanted this tutorial to work for everyone's hair texture. So if your hair does not curl naturally, or doesn't hold the curl on the ends, or your braids tend to unravel, or you're transitioning, no matter what your circumstances, this tutorial will work for you because everyone can just put a roller at the end of their braids to get the same results. Okay guys, so once again, I'm just making sure my section is thoroughly detangled. And once it's thoroughly detangled, I am going to apply my stylers and the oil, and then proceed to do another braid and then flexi rod the ends. And perm rods will also work for this style. Basically any type of roller of your choice. And I highly recommend using a medium size. Don't go too big in size. It can give you a kind of weird look, so you want it to have a more uniform, defined look. So I recommend using the same size roller all over, or a similar size. Don't go too different in diameter, and use a fairly medium sized rod instead of one that's really, really large. Now, when you are working with the flexi rods or perm rods or whatever kind of roller you choose to use, make sure to smooth the hair onto the roller. Get it as smooth as possible, whether your hair is more coarse or still relaxed or whatever the texture. Make sure you get a really smooth roller. So towards the front of my hair, I'm a little more exact with the parting and the sectioning so that I can get my hair to kind of fall a particular way once I take the braids down. So even though I have a middle part, I'm also going to part it again so that I can have the option to have a side part as well. And I do take a bit more smaller sections towards the front because this is a more loose texture that's on my hair. It's a bit wider, my curls here, and more wavy, so sometimes it doesn't define as easily as my springy curls and coils that I have in the middle and back of my hair. So I make sure to take fairly smaller sections, really make sure that the hair can be defined here, and frizz-free, and be uniform with the curls and the crimps that I'll have in the back and center of my hair. So I'm just doing the same steps, sectioning, smoothing the section, applying the styler, and then rolling the hair onto the flexi rod smoothly. So here I'm just showing you guys another option. You can not use any kind of roller and just use your natural curl to seal your braids as well, and that's just another option. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm taking down my braids, and I'm going to show you guys how smooth and beautiful my ends look. That's why I kept emphasizing making sure you have your hair rolled onto the roller properly and that it's smooth, because it makes a big difference in the styling results. So now the takedown. Now this is huge, and to me it's as important as the installation of your braids is how you take them loose, because if you're not careful, you can end up ruining the definition that we worked so hard to create, or kind of making a mess out of your hair. So I take my time and just slowly but surely unravel the braids, and I do this because I want as little frizz as possible on day one, and not separating the hair too much and making sure the hair is super defined and frizz free on day one lets me have day 7 hair with a style like this. So once again, I'm just starting from the ends, unraveling the hair, and take your time. I'm going a little slower than I go in real time for the purpose of the video, but definitely take your time so that you can get the best results possible. Okay, so now that I've taken down all my braids, I'm back to show you guys the almost finished look. So this is basically what my braid out looks like right after I've done nothing but just take the braids down. As you can see, my hair is very defined, it feels super soft, and it has a nice natural shine. So to get rid of that middle part, I'm going to just kind of maneuver the hair, once again still gently, so as to cover the part. If your hair is more fine than myself, you might want to do like a zigzag pattern so that you can not have a defined middle part like this. It might be harder to cover. And then I don't do too much of this on day one, but as the days progress, I'll just keep separating the crimps that my braids left in my hair. Basically what I do is just kind of slightly pull the hair out and see where it wants to naturally separate. Doing so will let you have lots of definition and added volume without premature frizzing. So that's how I separate my hair. And the final step that I take is just smoothing my edges. I put a little water on my edges first and then smooth them, and this step is totally optional. You don't have to do this at all, but I just like to do it because I'm going to have my hair a little bit pulled back, like a half up, half down style for this first day. But like I said, it's totally optional. And if you want to, you can definitely continue to fluff and separate your hair more on day one if you want bigger hair. But like I said, I like to get to day 7 hair with this style, so I don't do that on day 1. I just kind of let my hair slowly swell, and then I'll separate it some more in the coming days. And I'm just using my fingers to style my edges. So that's it, and I hope this was a helpful video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one.